This is Blood's Bloodsaw, and you're watching The Squared Circle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, raucous edition of the #1 public access wrestling show out there today. The award-winning Squared Circle. Once again, here I am, your icon, your savior, Hollywood J. Williams, along with
John Zimmerman.
Mr. John Zimmerman, and filling in for the Thunderous One, who is on vacation. I think he's in Bermuda tonight. The lovely and talented Aubrey St. John. How are you tonight?
It's been quite some time.
I know. Our reporter back from the trenches once again.
Yeah.
And we have many things going on in the world of wrestling this week. With Paul Heyman trying to convince John Cena that he should turn heel, which everybody thinks he should do anyway, and he wouldn't do it. And shut up, Heyman. That's all you heard from him. That's all you heard from him. And so we got a lot with WWE, different lawsuits they had against, the different things being settled. An appearance by Jerry Springer last night, and you guys have, or you, John, have some HD footage from the North Haven Fair at NEW.
Yes, I have the only HD footage available from the North Haven Fair. NEW put on a show, and not only do we got highlights of all the matches, but we have an exclusive HD interview with Velvet Sky. And even more importantly, we have some footage from PWA. I was at PWA yesterday and got an incredible interview, which we'll get to in a little bit. And we'll have Aubrey go over some of the independent shows in our area. And it's just a jam-packed show, and I don't think we can fit it all in 1 hour.
I don't know if we'll be able to fit it all in 1 hour.
But we did invite some special guests down and offer them a forum on our show. And let's cut to the fine folks at Center Ring. I'm sorry, they declined to show up because they couldn't provide any evidence or any documentation of the allegations they have made toward us. So I'll extend the invitation. When you come up with some hard evidence, let us know. You're welcome to come on the show, and we'll give you uninterrupted time to state your case. Otherwise, shut your DD.
Never mind, sir.
I won't.
This is a family show.
Yeah, I almost.
This is a family show now.
I almost bleeped myself.
You know, there are possibilities if things don't work out. There's always plan C.
Always a plan C.
There's plan B. There's plan C. We'll just keep
Parenthood.
playing. Hey now.
Hey now.
But so Raw last night. I was drugged. I was drugged at the end.
Yeah.
As soon as Jerry came out, I don't know what happened. And I woke up this morning.
Well, your friend, Jerry Springer, you've been on the show
I
twice,
know.
correct?
I've been on the show twice, but I saw it last night, and I was like, man, like I love Jerry Springer. Call me, I'll be on the show again. But he cannot act. Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry, Jerry. I still love you.
Yeah, and it's funny because all they wanted Jerry Springer to do was be Jerry Springer. And somehow he botched it. He really...
He botched being himself?
Yeah,
It
pretty
was
much.
horrible.
Yeah, it was a train wreck.
It's a train wreck. He appeared on Raw, the Bella twin, the Bella family intervention segment. He sold a knee injury, tried to. Didn't do a great job of it.
Right.
But, segment involved Bree, Nikki. They have a brother apparently now, JJ Bella.
Yes.
Did not know that. And
You
Stephanie,
must not watch Total Divas on E!
not very much.
Yeah.
Not a big reality show fan.
I think the graphics that J.J. Garcia and Jerry Lawler kept calling him Bella. Obviously, their real last name is Garcia.
Right.
So the graphics said Garcia, but he kept referring to him as
Yeah, I noticed that.
yeah. So I mean, you can't even read your own graphics, but what have you?
What have you? What will you do? What will John Cena do coming up at Night of Champions? Paul Heyman telling him the only way that he could beat Brock Lesnar is if he embraces the hate. Embrace it, just everybody that boos him. Cena sucks.
Right.
Just for once, turn around to that person in that dirty T-shirt telling you suck, and just for once tell him to shut up.
No, he said the fat guy without a job in the 6th row. And I
He
think
did.
I knew who that guy was. You know, the fat guy without a job.
Hey, now.
I think I've seen him.
I don't know nothing.
I
I
think
wear
I
the
saw him.
referee shirt for a reason.
That's right. They're our senior official for this evening.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we were all
Because
set.
you never know, maybe they're running late.
Yeah, we were all set to throw down.
You got to stop
I'm
at
ready.
Dunkin' Donuts first. You know.
Ah,
Hey, now.
dozen donuts.
But
He eats the donuts and she gets the holes.
so getting back to Cena versus Lesnar here, next week a challenge has been issued for Brock Lesnar to show up on Raw, and if Brock Lesnar does not show up on Raw,
Yes.
it's going to be John Cena versus Paul Heyman.
And then he said, what did John Cena say at the end of that?
What do
He said, see you next Monday.
we always say?
We always say we end our show with see you next Tuesday.
It used to be see you next Monday,
Correct.
but we bowed down.
Right. And now, as a tip of the hat to a friend of ours, we always say, see you next Tuesday.
That's right.
But that's bizarre, huh? Every time we do something, WWE does something. We had Wrecking Ball. Later that night, they say Wrecking Ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just debuted a T-shirt for the Bella Twins, Double Trouble. 3 weeks ago, we had Double Trouble on our show.
I know.
Somebody's watching us.
Let's see, there they might be ripping off Mike and Bob.
Right, but we debuted Double Trouble on our show.
You're right.
The first time it was said on public access and on television in
The
general
artists formerly known as PWI, now
are
Double Trouble. Yeah.
They introduced that gimmick on our show, and next thing you know, there's a WWEshop.com, Double Trouble on the T-shirt. Where's our cut?
I need another Corvette.
Yeah. You have a little red Corvette, right? You know, little red
It's a
Corvette.
secret. That's a secret.
Prince. Anyway,
Hey. Anyway, so what do you think next week? Do we see Brock or do we see Cena versus Paul Heyman?
They announced Brock later that night that he was going to be there.
oh, they did.
Because apparently he's advertised.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know if we'll get a match because they're not gonna give that away on USA for free.
No.
They're gonna put it on the network for.
$9.99.
There you go.
Exactly. $9.99. Everybody's favorite number.
Yeah.
9.99.
I'm waiting for them to flip it upside down and have it 666.
That's if they really get desperate for people.
Well, they can bring Kane the Demon from Hell, and bring back the Undertaker.
Maybe give Kane his own.
Tie it all back in.
Maybe give Kane his own network for $6.66.
There you go.
I don't know, but how Raw ended last night was the match between Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, the rematch from SummerSlam. The cage came down, and Roman Reigns fell victim to the Authority, to Randy Orton, to Seth Rollins, to Kane. It didn't really quite work out for the Authority too well.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is staying strong, and I'm really liking the way it's working out for him. And we're going to see him ride high and strong until WrestleMania. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. WrestleMania, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. That's what.
That's what I'm predicting.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That's the main conventional wisdom right now as to what
Yes.
the main event's going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
for WrestleMania
Of course,
31.
card subject to change.
Card always subject to change, but they're going to leave that one on. That's WrestleMania. You're talking April 2015. You know how many more months that is?
Hey, you know what? You got to have a long-term plan. Like
A lot can happen.
Right? Yeah, a lot can happen. But I mean, you got to have a long-term plan, and we've talked about this before. Having a long-term booking and knowing what direction you're heading is a positive thing. Not only in life, but in the storyline of wrestling. having to figure it out week to week, you kind of lose the continuity. So if you have a plan that's laid out in advance, obviously things change, people get hurt, things happen,
Right.
but it's good to have a solid direction and everybody knows the game plan on where we're heading. And I think right now where we're heading is Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, WrestleMania.
You can't have him lose. You can't have Roman Reigns look bad.
Right.
If you're planning to have him as the real face of the
I
company.
mean, obviously he can lose a match here or there, but in some sort of fashion where it doesn't take him down a peg.
Right.
Somebody cheats or gets over. It's a hard fought loss.
Right. It would have to be really hard fought.
Yeah.
Shenanigans, McManigans, like
Right.
Tommy always likes to say.
Correct.
You can't have him take a significant loss
Yep.
because it just doesn't. It's not good for the buildup.
Yeah.
It's not what's best for business,
Right.
like they say. Also, last night, Bray Wyatt beat Chris Jericho. That was the beginning of the show in the steel cage opening match. Jericho was then written off TV via a knee injury when he was attacked by Randy Orton in the locker room. I don't know why, if that's just to get rid of Chris Jericho for the time being,
Yeah, Chris Jericho's going on tour with Fozzy.
so he can go back on tour with Fozzy.
Yeah, I mean, I believe the closest he's coming to us would be the House of Blues in Boston on Lansdowne Street in Boston, and that's late October. But he's also coming to New York and not hitting Connecticut at all.
No.
But, yeah, he's going on tour with Theory of a Dead Man is actually the headlining act, and I'm looking forward to it. I've seen Fozzy before, and as I wrote on kayfabe, kickout.com, huge article I wrote regarding Fozzy and Jericho. He puts on a great performance, and he's really turned himself into a legitimate frontman in a legitimate band. So, I think
he
it's
does
great.
he does the wrestling thing a little like kind of on a part-time basis.
Yeah, the guy's busy, and I believe he's got a television project about to hit, and the guy's just crazy busy, man. And he does his podcast twice a week, and he just had a 2-part episode on the podcast where he had on the boss himself, Triple H, and that was a revealing interview, and it was a lot of fun. They sat down while they were doing SummerSlam. And sat down in the hotel and popped out the podcasts. So it was a lot of fun to listen to. And Jericho is definitely my favorite in the podcasts, followed closely by Jim Ross.
What about Stone Cold?
Stone Cold, if Stone Cold has the right guest, it's good. But when Stone Cold just talks to his ranch hand about running the day-to-day stuff on the ranch,
It's not so good.
it's not so good.
Right. You would have to be involved in farming in order to appreciate something
He
like
talks
that.
about how many rats he has, and they're getting under his truck and eating the wiring in his truck, and it's like, okay.
Get the person in charge of that farmersonly.com on next. Maybe. It's, what did you forgot to mention, this is our 3rd season opener.
Oh yeah.
The beginning of season 3.
Yes, the beginning of season 3.
And we're being stood up.
Yep.
Maybe they're running late.
Yeah, it's
That's
possible.
horrible.
I don't know. But
Possible.
what did you think of the NXT match?
You know what? They're getting better and better. NXT is really coming into its own, and they're having their own pseudo pay-per-view. It's called Takeover.
NXT Takeover
Yeah.
is coming up this week
on the network.
on the network. $9.99. I'll do it this time.
Yeah.
So last night was the tag match involving Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, Tyson Kidd, and the champ himself, Adrian Neville. But at the NXT Takeover, it's a 4-way match for the NXT Championship.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are, relatively young guys, and they were out there doing some high-flying moves last night, and it was really fun to watch, and I'm really optimistic about some of the talent that's coming through.
A lot of good things you're going to be seeing in the future in the WWE if this is the case. Also, the Women's Championship at TakeOver, Charlotte, who's the daughter of the Nature Boy Ric Flair, defends against Bayley. Also, Kenta will be introduced by Ric Flair himself. Kenta is an international superstar.
Yeah,
Big champion out in Japan.
Yeah, you know, if the word can be believed that this guy is just a tremendous talent. Have you heard
Yes.
Kenta?
Yes.
What do you know?
Basically, he's international, and he's the best of the best in Japan.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, the thing with that, like, you know, I heard about him and, you know, all his, you know, has good compliments and stuff like that. But the thing with WWE is they bring people like that, but they don't use them right.
Yeah.
Because look at Gail Kim, look at Natalia, look at all these other superstars that they brought in and did nothing with them.
Yeah, squandered the talent. And
So it does, to me, I don't think it matters anymore. Like, they'd rather put a model in the ring than have somebody like
It's sad too.
that,
right.
unfortunately.
It's sad. It's sad in a way that they do things
Yeah,
like that.
unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. Or they'll, hopefully they don't strap him down with a silly gimmick, you know. And-
I feel like they do that in order to, like, when they find out about somebody being so great like that, in order to stop them from going to TNA, I feel like they give them a contract, you know, just to hold that person down.
keep away. Yeah, they
Just
play
to
keep
keep them
away.
away from someone else
Yeah.
that could use them.
and
That
it won't-
would
right.
utilize them a lot better. Maybe they wouldn't make as much money,
Right. Almost, yeah.
but right. We have Edward McCarver on. Let's see if I hit the right button here. I always hit the wrong button, the flashing one. Hello.
All hail the Miami Dolphins. Where is the Thunderous one? Is he out celebrating because the fish got a victory?
I don't know. I think he left for vacation today.
Well, I'm sure I know where he went, and I hope he stays down in Miami. But surprisingly, because if you know that you figure the Jets can beat Miami, and Miami can beat New England, and everybody beats Buffalo, so you know that the Jets, after, of course, we routed the Oakland Raiders.
Yes.
That was like icing on the cake.
And you know what? And all three of us are winners this week because I'm a Vikings fan and the Vikings won.
That's right. That's right. Who they beat? St. Louis.
Yes.
The St. Louis Rams, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the Vikings play
New England next.
the Patriots next week.
That's
So,
correct. That's
I
correct.
definitely, John, will be rooting for Minnesota.
Yes.
That week. In an attempt to try and keep up with current wrestling, because you know my era was back with Lou Albano and George Steele and all that. During the time out of the Giant game last night, or during commercials, I would switch to Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
And each time I went, I just saw interviews, people talking in the ring, and I did see one match. Who's the redheaded kid against the guy in the beard? Is that?
Oh, you're looking at Sheamus and Rusev.
Sheamus, yeah,
Yes.
Sheamus.
Yep.
But I was thinking if those if they ever don't want a career in wrestling, I'm sure the New York Giants could use them as part of their offensive line. Because they were,
Yeah,
were,
definitely. The Giants had a really rough time of it.
yeah. And I did see a little bit of that Jerry Springer thing. That was kind of funny.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
It's typical Jerry Springer, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just an episode of Jerry Springer,
just
but
wanted
in
to
the
call
ring.
in weigh in. This actually will be my last phone call for a while, because starting next week I have a commitment on Tuesday night, so I'll only be able to see. The
Oh, you're
shows
being
on
committed?
YouTube.
Is that what?
yes, Maureen finally got somebody to have me committed. But it's good to see Aubrey again, and she looks a lot better there than Daisy ever did. So.
Oh!
But one quick boxing note, and it's not getting too much play around here, but Floyd Mayweather is fighting Mario Maidana again this weekend, and I'm a hardcore fight fan, and I'm not pumped up about this fight at all in the least.
I
so.
forget the figure. What? 75 million to walk in the door Mayweather got.
Really?
75 million guaranteed.
Wow. And then a story broke. I don't know if you guys heard it last week. There's something about Mayweather doesn't know how to read. Some sort of I guess he can't read. He's illiterate.
He don't know how to read, but I'm sure he knows how to count.
Yes.
To 70 million.
Yes, very
hire
true.
someone to read for
Very
him.
true.
Yep.
Well, all right, I'll let you go. I tell the Thunderous one if you see him, congratulations on his Dolphins, and maybe we'll see the Jets and the Dolphins in the playoffs one of these years.
One of these years.
All right, Ed. Thank you very
All
much.
right, have a good night. Yeah,
Excellent.
We'll see you later.
Thank you very
you.
much, Ed. The incomparable Ed McCarver.
Kid Scrawny himself.
Kid Scrawny himself. Always a pleasure to hear from him. We won't be hearing from him for a while, though, but
Yeah.
I'm sure from time to time when he has the chance.
And of course, he's on Talking with Tom right before us, the first Tuesday of each month.
Right.
Normally.
Normally.
But
Get your fix of Ed.
while we're in transition here, I did get a fantastic interview down at PWA, and I really would love to get to that.
Why don't we do that, and then somebody's calling us from his vacation break.
Ah, okay.
So why don't we run your interview here,
Yep.
and then we'll take another call.
Excellent. Why don't we run that interview?
Why don't we run that
Here
interview?
at
Roll it.
PWA. That is Pro Wrestling Academy, CT.com, with the master, Joseph Von Schmidt, and one of the newest members of the PWA crew, Roberto, also known as RJ. This is John Zimmerman from the Squared Circle. RJ, what made you come down to PWA?
What made me come down here was the fact that I'm a big wrestling fan, and ever since I was 5 years old, wrestling has been my passion and my dream, and I wanted to follow that dream. As soon as I found out about this place, I waited a whole year to plan it all out, and then now here I am, living out my dream and learning what I need to learn, and I'm learning from the best. So, anybody can do it. Don't let anybody bring you down, tell you can't do it, because I've been told that ever since I started, I've been told that by so many people. Even my own therapist and by teachers and by kids in school and adults on the street. But don't ever let anybody bring you down, and just live your dream and just do what you gotta do.
What makes your story so inspiring is that, like Tom Dacey, my co-host on the Squared Circle, is that you have cerebral palsy as well.
Yes.
And
Yes, I do.
that is not a disability, because you conquered that and you're working right through with the master, Joseph Von Schmidt. Now, how many people have told you that you couldn't do this?
More than 20 people, I would tell you that much. More than 20 people. But I've never listened to those people, and I've told them I'm going to get to where I want to be, and watch. One day you're going to see me where I want to be, which is on live TV, being a professional wrestler, going right to the top. And nothing's going to stop me.
Now, who are your inspirations? Because you're my inspiration at the moment.
My inspirations would have to be Gregory Arn, Zach Gowen, the master, of course, here,
I was hoping you would be.
and a couple of other guys that I like to thank are also WWE superstars, professional Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, John Cena, of course. And I'm also a big CM Punk fan, so love his work. I love WWE. I love anybody's work. So anything is great for me. So, and I want to also thank my parents for all their support, my brother, my aunt, my uncles, everybody that I know, especially all my friends. Thank you guys so much for letting me do what I've been born to do. This is my passion. I love this.
Joseph Von Schmidt, what do you think of his performance so far?
Quite frankly, I'm amazed by his. He's my inspiration too. Like, I see so many people come in and out of wrestling school, and there's people with born talent, and there's people with ability that it takes to be drawn out of them, and he just has that natural drive. Like, you can't ever teach anyone the drive that he has to become a wrestler, and he's just a prime example of anyone out there. If you want something bad enough, you can achieve it if you really want it, and that's why I admire you, because you take that initiative of wanting what you want, and you're making it happen. You're making it happen. That's the thing, and it's just always amazing to me to see that.
So, I'm sure you've seen heel promos. I'm sure you've seen face promos.
Yes,
You want
I
to
have.
cut one for us? You think, pick out an opponent, your dream match, and call them out.
My
Put you on the spot.
my dream match would either be right now, would be to either wrestle Zach Gowen or Gregory Iron.
Well, look right in and challenge him.
Gregory Iron, I'm calling you up for a match in the future. I hope you accept, and I think it will be a great match.
I agree. Well, I thank you for your time.
Thank you
And,
very much.
We'll definitely have you on the show again, and we'll monitor your progress. Mr. Von Schmidt, thank you also. And that's it for the Squared Circle.
That's an amazing story, John.
Yeah, thank you. To Joseph Von Schmidt and all the guys at PWA, and of course RJ himself. I met the young man shortly before the photo shoot, and he was just a great story, and a lot more was said, and hopefully we're going to have him on the show right here in the studio. But I couldn't help but get down there and just talk to this young man, and just overcoming the odds and doing stuff that he was told he couldn't do, and it's just really inspiring. And Joseph Von Schmidt, you could see the joy on Von Schmidt's face. That's highly out of character for him, because he's usually the stern German.
Yeah.
And to see him with a ear-to-ear smile on his face, and I was watching, and all the guys down at PWA, not just Quint, the trainer, and Joseph Von Schmidt, but all the guys are working with him and helping him come along.
That's good. That's definitely good.
It's just amazing.
You know,
Between that and Zach Gowen, I'm surprised you didn't call Zach Gowen.
Yeah, yeah, and of course Jeremy and Zach are going to be at the PWA event on the 27th at the Balcony Banquet Facility.
You said it right again.
Yes, and yeah, it's been changed. Our match for the PWA title, TV title, has been changed slightly, and it's going to be altered to a tournament. And the first match has been announced between Saru and 203's Lucas Sharp.
Lucas Sharp.
So that's one of the preliminary bouts, because not only our belt but the PWA belt, they're still being manufactured, and we're not sure if we're going to get them in that time frame.
Hopefully. I hope so.
When we do get the belt, you're going to have the opportunity to come down, take your photo with the belt at a PWA event, and any proceeds that we get, we're going to donate right back into the PWA school, not just for RJ, but for other students to take advantage of.
We give back to the
That's
community.
And we're going to give
Let's
that
see
right
if
back.
we have a call from. It's coming right back.
Okay.
We're trying to connect with the Thunderous One, who's
right.
on vacation somewhere.
In the meantime, I did have another interview.
Let's roll that beautiful
Let's
bean
roll that
footage.
beautiful bean footage, and it is beautiful.
Hop
John
right
with the
to it.
Squared Circle. I'm here with Connecticut's own Velvet Sky. We're here at the North Haven Fair. Back home, Mr. Ron Zombie. What's your prediction for today's match?
Today's match will be Short Sleeve Samson and I, which we are known as the team of Sweet and Low. We are going to prevail over our petty opponents, so they have a chance when it comes to Sweet and Low.
Short Sleeve Samson, soon to be inducted in the Connecticut Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and of course, Ron Zombie, just this year got into the Connecticut Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and we were, the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. I'm corrected.
It's okay, it's the sun. The sun is beating down on us, and it's not me.
And we were proud enough to be there covering the event, and we're here today with Connecticut's own Velvet Sky. So we really appreciate your time.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Good
you.
to be home. Take care.
The Velvet Sky.
Yes, Connecticut's own, and the only HD footage you're going to see on public access or any TV, for that matter.
So how was she in person?
She was very sweet. I've met her before when TNA was in town. Her and Jeremy Borash were kind enough to have us. And it was great. She was nice with the kids, and
Very down to earth person.
Yeah. Very nice lady.
Right.
And
We gotta get to Mr.
Yeah,
Dacey.
we'll have
here.
footage from her match coming up real soon.
Very good. Mr. Dacey, how is the weather down there? Hello?
I am not in Miami.
Oh no!
Where are you?
I have a little bit of a problem this evening. I think those meddling kids got to my driver this evening.
Oh no!
Well, I got the memo and it said you took off.
No, unfortunately, my driver never showed up this evening. I think those meddling kids had something to do with it
Those
again.
damn Utes.
The Utes once again?
I think so. But what a way to start off a third anniversary show this evening. I mean, Velvet Sky and Aubrey in the same show.
Yeah.
I know.
And I mean, John, that was an amazing piece from PWA.
Thank you. Yeah,
Matter
he's
of
an
fact,
amazing young man, and you know, he and I had a discussion. And I was telling him about all the stuff that you do in the community, and you know, you've been on public access for 20 years, and you're on the Connecticut's Cable Advisory Board, and your fundraising activities every year with Tommy Palooza, and you know what? You're a guy that doesn't know what can't means, and he's a guy that definitely doesn't know what can't means. You know,
Absolutely.
never
and
say
I'd
quit.
like to issue a public invitation to him to appear on Talking with Tom on October 7th.
you know, we will make that happen, and he's definitely looking forward to coming to the show and being our guest here in the studio. And as I was just saying, you know, we're going to monitor his progress and be a part of his career, and it's fantastic. It's really going to be a great person to watch and grow in this industry, and I really
Without
can't
a
wait.
doubt.
So,
But I have to say, you know, Aubrey is much better looking than that other co-host that's usually on there. I think he was referred to as a gremlin
oh, cheese and rice.
Oh.
by some other people.
Yeah, well, those other people opted not to show up tonight, and we offered them an open forum, and you know, we still got
I'm
time.
telling you, it's that drive-through window.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time you pull up to it, you know.
Right.
Right.
What did you say, John? Donuts and holes?
Yeah. But, Mr. Thunderous One, we appreciate your call. And,
Wait a minute. One
yes,
more
sir.
thing before I go. Did I hear that right? Ed McCarver's being committed?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Apparently, he's no longer going to call us on Tuesday because I thought he said he was going to be committed, but.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, our
That's
good
what it
friend.
sounded like.
Of course we kid with our good friend Ed.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
But keep up the great work, guys, and we'll be back with you next week.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you very,
See
very
ya.
much. We'll talk to you soon.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. brother.
Exactly. The
Oh.
Thunderous One, Tom
Yes,
Basie.
Yes. Fantastic so far.
Yeah, I got something to talk to you about Jim Ross
Yeah.
and the latest on his MMA contract.
Yes.
Former announcer for the WWE, Jim Ross. He's going to be making his MMA commentary debut for Battleground MMA on October 3rd in Oklahoma. He's scheduled to join suspended UFC fighter Chael Sonnen for commentary on the fight card. This is according to MMAfighting.com. The fight card is a one-night, 8-man welterweight tournament featuring former UFC and Strikeforce fighters. It is also scheduled to air on pay-per-view, so it's going to be a slobber knocker, folks.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Good old JR.
Yeah. Are you an MMA fan at all? You follow this?
Not at all.
No.
Nope.
No.
Negative.
Oh wow.
Negative.
You know, I did find out something about Chael Sonnen. His name was originally Michael, but he didn't want to be a junior, so they cut off the MI and it's CHAEL. That's where they came up with Chael.
Interesting.
Little footnote.
That's very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's different because I mean you don't hear that, you know, Chael. It's not a common name.
Well,
So-
that's almost better than what my dad's idea was, because I'm not Steve Williams Jr.
Right.
because there were too many juniors in the Williams family.
Ah.
So he was watching a movie one night, and one of the characters' names was Jason Mitchell.
And you're Jason Mitchell
Jason Mitchell Williams.
Williams. Oh,
Also known as Hollywood J. Williams.
that's correct.
Also known as the biggest icon in North Haven.
That's correct. And of course, I use my real name. I don't hide behind any pseudonym,
No.
any fake name. I don't have 5 different names on the web and what have you.
No.
I am
John
John
Zimmerman.
My
Your
name
is John Zimmerman.
And like Mr. Paul Heyman, we are both from the same tribe.
Wow. Interesting.
That's correct. Very proud of it, damn it.
Very, very proud of it.
That's right.
They're telling me in back that the footage is ready.
Well, you know what? Before we cut to that footage, Aubrey's been sitting here, and she's got some independent news for
Oh, we
us.
could do the footage first.
Yeah?
Because I exit out.
Oh, okay.
All right.
We're going to cut to the footage.
And then we'll come back with Aubrey.
Yeah, we got Aubrey, and she's
Indie
got
news.
some indie news for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, the North Haven Fair, Northeast Wrestling. We can talk over this because we cut out the audio. But
What are we seeing here?
you're going to see a fantastic drop kick with a no sell. Boom. I'm not sure I can take that. I'm not sure I can take that that hit. But not once, but twice.
And this guy is not going down.
Not going down at all.
Do these guys have names?
You're asking. You know, Anderson is.
If you want
is-
to cross, you can cross because
Yeah.
they're not.
Anderson is the fellow that just tossed him. And this is Mikey Webb. And you're asking
Mikey
me to
Webb.
remember stuff.
I'm asking you to remember. I was in meetings all day
Oh.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
They were very cold.
Yeah, I'm terrible with my memory. I really need to see somebody about that.
I know.
But we've got some more matches coming up. We had a little snafu there.
Snafu there.
So,
Fire away,
We'll
Aubrey.
cut up to
Okay.
Aubrey St. John.
What do we got here?
So this, I think this is Friday, right? The 12th.
Yes.
Right.
12th. Friday the 12th. We're gonna have Revival Pro Wrestling in Enfield. I've never really heard of them, but there's you know, there, huh?
That's the old NAFW.
Oh, that's the. Oh, okay.
Oh, there
that's
we
tough. But I know that there's a lot of events going on this month in Connecticut, and this is one of them.
Yep.
It features Jeremy Leary, Bobby Ocean, Dave Cole, AJ Cruz, Shane Marble, The Mac, Johnny Miyagi, Shady, and tons more.
Yeah, of course we've had the Mac on our show.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great guy.
I don't know if you see that.
And that's September 12th. That's revivalprowrestling.com.
Revival.
And it's in Enfield.
Yes.
And then this past weekend, we just had in Meriden, Connecticut, we just had Wrestle Jam. They had Dave Cole, JT Dunn, Hallow Wicked, Ron Zombie, and Chris Sabin, just to name a few.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the
And
card.
I did see some reviews of that show, and they said it was a really good time.
Yeah, I heard it
And
was
I know
really
proceeds
good.
from that went to the
St. Jude's
Meriden
Hospital.
YMCA and St. Jude's Hospital. So, giving back. It's in the community.
Hats off to Michael Banks for that.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Next we have Paragon. It's Paragon League Wrestling, and they're going to be in Hamden on the 19th, which is next week.
I believe that some of the fellas that used to be involved with CTWE are now involved with Paragon, and that's going to be at the Balcony Banquet Facility. Is that correct?
Yes. They're going to have Dave Cole, AJ Cruz, Billy King, Reyes, Brian Fury, the Minutemen, Justin Tunis, and a couple other guys.
Yeah.
And that's next week in Hampton, which is not very far from here.
No, not at
No.
all. Balcony Banquet
And this is the
Facility,
flyer,
which
if you can see it.
we're very familiar with.
And then last but not least, for this month, this show's favorite, PWA,
Of course.
on the 27th. And this is also, I believe this is in Hampton.
Yes, the Balcony
the
Banquet.
same
Right? It doesn't
place.
have the address
That's
on
correct.
here.
Balcony Banquet Facility. Yep.
Okay, this is the flyer.
Yes.
There you go. And it's going to have Abyss from TNA.
Monster
Yeah,
himself.
the Monster Abyss.
One half of the Whoops tag team, Davis,
Davey
Davey
Richards.
Yes,
He's a
yes.
part of the
and Matt Striker,
Matt Striker,
formerly from
yes.
WWE,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
which is now the head trainer for FTW, which is Fight the World from New York,
Yes.
which has an event this Saturday. So go check that out in Queens. They're going to have Nicoletta, Darling, the Rockstar, and many others.
Excellent.
It's actually a doubleheader, so it's FTW followed by Evolve, all in one place. So
Wow.
all the wrestling you can get in one day.
Yes.
But back to the PWA, they're gonna have Gregory Iron and
Zach
Zach Gowen.
And of course, your favorite Saru.
I plead the sixth on that one.
Yeah.
And some other of the regular guys.
Of course, Bull Dread, AR Fox is on the card, the normals.
If this has been turned into a tournament, you see, this decreases that monkey's chances of getting our belt.
That's correct. That's correct. And of course, we're looking forward to it. The PWA Squared Circle TV title. The tournament will begin, and pretty soon somebody will have that hardware.
September 27th is when it all begins.
Yeah.
And let's hope it's not a B-plus monkey. Because the last thing you want to see is wearing a belt that says a squared circle on it. Is a B-plus monkey.
I'm kind of rooting for the monkey.
You know, not you too.
I'm a fan of Saru. Hey,
what's up with this monkey anyway?
We want to say a big shout out to Bill from North Haven. Instead of calling in, he dropped in today, and we're glad to have you here in the studio audience.
Thank you for attending, Bill.
Luckily, we had one chair left for him, so that's fantastic.
Perfect. You just about made it in. Look how many people there are in this audience.
What was that about?
PWA's got their second anniversary T-shirts available, and they're going quick. I don't even believe that there will be any left by the time the 27th comes around. So,
place your orders in now.
Definitely want to get your T-shirt before they run out.
Yeah, right. They are extremely limited edition.
Buy the shirt.
I got mine, of course. But
and that's basically all I have for the indies right now.
World Wrestling Academy CT.com.
That's a lot. That's a lot to digest in there.
Yes.
Well, I like that they're back in Connecticut, doing shows and stuff, because I don't mind traveling. It's just not always good for me, at least.
It's a lot easier, more convenient.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm a partier. I like to go to clubs and stuff. So after the wrestling, I want to go to the club. I don't want to travel 3 hours to come home and not be able to go to the club. That's just me, though.
Well, right now, I mean, you're one of the hottest things going in the clubs. You've got your own shows going on.
Yeah, I actually just finished. I did a scene as an extra for film that is filming here in Connecticut. I'm not gonna say the name because I don't know about if I can.
Right.
But I just did a scene.
But yeah.
I also did that was 2 weeks ago. And then last week I did a costume match, wrestling match, and then I actually signed on for a project with some of my girls, as a wrestling project. So hopefully it'll open doors, and as the young guy said at the PWA interview, people always say, you can't do this either because you're, whatever you are. Somebody says you can't do something, and you could prove to them that, listen, I can do whatever I want. Whatever, a lot of people have told me, look, you can't do wrestling, you can't be in this business, it's not for people like you. I'm telling them to kiss my hiney, but that's just me.
Here she is, right here.
And I've had so much success, a lot of projects in the works, and hopefully this new project that I just signed on will lead to better stuff,
Well, of course, we're behind you 100%. We're in your corner.
Thank you. And that's the thing that I like about here. I'm not really in with what's going on with you guys and Thursday nights. I don't know. I don't want to know, and I don't care. However, what I will say is that I've always been treated with respect. Ever since I come here, every time I come here, I'm always respected. Everyone's very nice and polite. Mm-hmm. I can't say the same for the other promotion. Right. And that's something that I observe, and I don't. Yeah, I started with them, and sometimes when you start something doesn't mean you have to continue, because I didn't feel comfortable, and I was not respected as I should be. Well, that's just my take on it.
We appreciate that very much.
Obviously, you know how we feel about you here, and you're always welcome to come on. And we cross paths, and you're a very busy person.
Yes.
I follow your career and your goings on, and I support you 100%. And,
thank you, guys.
And we're always here for you, off the air, on the air, and in life in general. And of course, you can count on us. So we appreciate you 100%.
Definitely, yeah.
And you know, you've done more for us than a lot of people in this business have.
I can respect you not wanting to be involved in it, and you know.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's
And we've never asked you to take sides and play
it's something that we didn't when we set out. When I set out to do this program 2 years ago, I didn't set out to have a fight with anyone.
Right.
It's just unfortunately,
I mean,
you know, happened.
You know, we're all in this. At the end of the day, we're all in this because we all have one thing in common. It doesn't matter what your nationality or what color of your skin or any religion. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're in this business because we love it.
Yep.
Every other thing after that doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, I don't care what your color is, the skin color, what's your religion. I don't care about any of that.
Right.
Put on a good show, and that's all I care about.
Yeah. Yep.
Amen to that. You know.
Yeah, thank you.
Exactly. And we will continue to do that within the next year to come here on the Squared Circle.
Yes, yes.
And many, many more to come, hopefully.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
Have we gotten more of that footage prepared?
I'm still waiting to hear from the back.
Okay.
He said probably in about 2 minutes.
Okay. All right, we got a little.
So we got a little bit of a time.
Yeah.
In the meantime, while we're waiting for that to happen, the legal news this week is Del Rio has been cleared to wrestle for the AAA promotion in Mexico.
Yep.
He's not bound by the 90-day no-compete clause.
Okay.
He's going to be going by either El Patron or El Patron Alberto. So he said he's claiming that any legal issues he had have been resolved.
Okay.
And as far as another guy that has had some legal issues, ongoing legal issues, CM Punk, he's seek royalties for use of his own character.
Yes.
But especially when it comes to the WWE 2K15 video game and his likeness being on it as well.
Yeah, you know, that's always a huge seller. It hits #1 on the sales charts whenever it comes out, and I believe it's coming out late October this year. October 27, usually at the end of October, and it's a huge seller. You know, over 1 million units every time, and you know, that's a big chunk of scratch. And you know, obviously he was in the company when the game was being developed,
right?
And you know, if his contract calls for it, he should get his
exactly.
his share.
And it's not exactly that he's hurting for cash. It's just that he's a man of principle
right,
here,
and it's fairness.
Right.
You know?
He's not involved with the company anymore. You know, maybe he should have.
Yeah, it's fair and equal. And,
you know,
I didn't check
what's
the
due to
price.
him?
Anyone check the price of the stock today? Because I know it was up yesterday. 28 cents today. It down.
It's down 28 cents.
Come on, Vince. You're killing me, brother. You're killing me.
But they're telling me in back we're all set for that. So
excellent.
Let's go back and relive some of the moments from the North Haven Fair this year.
Wow.
What do we have here?
Oh, we're going back to. Is this the Mikey Webb?
Mikey Webb
Yes,
picking up from
yes.
where we left off, basically. The Mikey Webb match.
And here's Ron Zombie.
There's
the
Ron
beard
Zombie.
pull. I don't know if I had seen that before in wrestling. Saved by the beard. And of course, that's the Red Lion himself.
Mm-hmm.
And Bull Dredd. Bull Dredd gets slammed. That is amazing. That was amazing.
Who's the guy that slammed
the
him?
The Battle Brothers.
The Battle Brothers.
Yeah.
And now we have
Maven and Mike Bennett.
Yeah, Mike Bennett and Matt Taven.
Mike Bennett from Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
And Matt Taven, who we saw in Ring of Honor
also
with,
as well.
fighting Jay Lethal in the cage match.
Right.
Catching the short end there, Matt Taven. And of course,
there you go.
This is a HD footage, professionally shot.
Right, exactly.
And
we settle for nothing less.
No cell phone footage on this show.
No.
We're just saying.
We almost had cell phone footage, but I
Correct.
never did prepare it.
Yeah, we've got we've got HD. I think we have a bigger budget. And there's the chair shot.
You know,
right in front of our HD camera.
The cameras really don't cost that much neither. That's the thing I don't understand.
Well, you know, I think the other show had an HD video camera, and they lost it in the Walmart bathroom.
Oh. What did he? Never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, I read that. I read that online somewhere in the Meriden
That's
Court.
the one.
Yeah.
What do we have here anyway?
I just speak the truth. I just speak the truth. If you go on the judicial,
Here we have Velvet Sky.
ConnecticutJudicial.com,
Velvet Sky.
.gov, you can find the court case in the Meriden court. Yes, we are watching wrestling. Velvet Sky.
Velvet Sky, folks. And it looks like somebody, it's like an overweight version of Paige, basically.
Hey now. Hey now.
I don't know. I was tired of meetings all day.
Oh man. Oh, there goes Samson.
Short sleeve Samson.
Sleep
that?
Sampson. And he's the next inductee into the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. And there's Stevie Stamos.
Stevie
Wait, I thought
Stamos,
he
former guest of the
retired.
show.
He was manager / valet.
Oh.
Don't know.
And here we are. Corner in the corner. Two beatings down.
Waterbury,
Yeah, Waterbury's own
Velvet Sky.
And she trained up there with, of course, Ron Zombie and Bull
She went to
Drake.
school with a former business associate of mine, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very
He never
cool.
bothered to tell me. I like, what's the big secret there?
Yeah, but yeah, we had a really good time at the North Haven Fair. NHTV usually sponsors the fair, and we were there on behalf of NHTV, and it was great. Thank you to Walter Mann and all the fine folks here at NHTV for the press passes into the North Haven Fair. Fantastic, you know, 'cause I don't go anywhere unless it's free, because I'm the Jay-Z.
This is a Jay-Z.
If it's free, it's for me. If I got to
Jay-Z
pay,
gets
take
in
it
there
away.
for free.
Apparently, that's the perception anyway.
We got 10 minutes left. We're gonna have to move on the rest of this fast.
Yes, quickly.
Quickly. Watched episode 2 of the Monday Night Wars.
Dose, yes.
Episode dos. Basically explaining how the ratings war started going towards their favor with the addition of the outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
Right.
And the point was made, you know, back then, 1996, the internet wasn't as big as it is now.
Right.
And a lot of people not knowing what was going on
Right.
actually thought that Vince McMahon had sent Scott Hall and Kevin Nash down
Yep.
to WCW
Yeah.
for an actual war.
You know, and kudos to Bischoff for creating that illusion and staying with it. You know, that these guys were actually still working for Vince, and you know, and going with that storyline. And I don't know if you can pull that off today, like you said, because of the internet. Were you a fan back then? Were you watching the Monday Night Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was really. I have to say, the last great peak in the wrestling business.
Exactly.
We haven't seen something, especially ratings-wise, of that magnitude.
All started with 3 letters, NWO.
Yeah, definitely.
They pitched an idea to Hogan for him to turn heel, and he was like, that would never work. I'm not going to do it. Told Bischoff, get out of my house right now, you're crazy.
Right.
And so he decided that he talked to Sting about being the third guy.
Right.
And
Could have been Sting.
up
Imagine
until that afternoon, I believe, Hogan called Bischoff and said, "All right, I'll do it."
that. Yeah. Yeah.
And he has creative control, back then with his character.
Right,
so
right.
Sting was out and Hogan was in. It was
Yeah.
a little more believable, probably.
And you know what? I mean, it couldn't have happened at a better time for Hulk Hogan, because he was done.
Right.
You know, and his career was really, really in a tailspin. And that
People
whole,
booing him, and yeah.
Well, you know, he had survived, the steroid scandal with the WWE and Vince, and having to go to the trial, and that whole thing of say your prayers and eat your vitamins and blah blah blah. It had been played out,
Right.
and there was no place else for him to go. So for him to turn heel at that point, and you have to give it to him that he did play it up to the fullest.
He did.
And
He
probably
went from the most popular to the most hated.
yeah.
Actually
And,
receiving death threats at different times. I understand. They had to actually be carried. All the 3 of them, Hall, Nash, and Hogan, had to be escorted out by heavy security that night.
I think we're going to have to be escorted out by heavy security soon too. But
The interesting fact about that, though.
what's that?
Remember the Hall and Nash, before Hogan came around, they were attacking people outside.
Yes.
It was in Orlando, Florida.
Yep.
They beat down Mysterio. They threw him against
Yes,
the truck.
like a dart. Yeah,
Like a
lawn
dart.
right
Arn
into the truck.
Anderson, a
Yep.
couple of the other guys.
Yep.
You know, the neighbors actually called 911 because they didn't actually know what was going on.
Wow.
That they were filming something for. When you saw that fire truck show up in the ambulance,
Yes. That was real.
That was real. That wasn't a work.
Awesome.
That actually happened.
Yeah. You couldn't plan something like that. That's
you can't
great.
plan something
That's
like
fantastic.
that. But they actually showed up and they saw, here's the ambulances showing up and there's cameras rolling and they're like, well, what is this, a set of a movie or something?
Right. Right.
I had to explain to them in a nice way, no, everybody's all right.
Yeah, and we keep saying that. I really want to see either TNA make a big push or somebody else like Ring of Honor come in and be that competition, because watching this Monday Night Wars, we need somebody to push the WWE to make their product better so that somebody's breathing down their neck. If nobody's chasing you, you're going to be lazy,
stagnant,
and stale,
lazy. You're going to want to do whatever you want to do.
But
I'm sorry.
I've been watching like the last 4 episodes of TNA, and they've actually, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Like they really are.
I think those are the ones they filmed in New York, correct?
Yeah, I think so. They
Yeah.
really are.
So I'll have to go back and watch them. I haven't really
They're on
been-
demand. You can watch them free on demand.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if I'm trying to fall asleep
Wait,
at
they
night.
don't cost you $9.99?
No.
TNA just got an offer from WGN, which Superstars used to run on. And WGN used to be just the satellite cable company, and they're just about to break national. So if they can tie that in, the national rollout to all cable companies, not just satellite, and pick up TNA, that might be a good fit. So, there is hope. I really think that once the Spike TV contract runs out, somebody will come up in the running, but I think everybody's playing a wait-and-see attitude so that they can get the product at a cheaper rate. If 2 or 3 companies come in right now, they're going to start a bidding war, and it's going to raise the stakes for everybody. If they wait till the contract runs out, they're going to be able to cut a much better price for themselves, being the cable company.
More
being the
lucrative for
provider.
themselves.
So I don't see the end of TNA, but we will see it change.
No.
Definitely.
Definitely no end anytime soon.
We got to wrap it up, but first, worst of the week, real
of the
quick.
week.
With 2 minutes left. Braun's going to Mike Jones, Virgil. Remember Virgil?
Yes.
Starring in a hit movie coming up, Bridge and Tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah. Very captivating.
Oh.
I haven't heard from Virgil in years.
Yeah.
Does it even matter anymore?
Last I knew, he was signing autographs in the subways for $5.
Runner up.
Literally. I know. That's literal.
Exactly. I seen him too.
Yep.
Runner up is Jerry Springer for whatever that was last night on Raw. But the winner, speaking of TNA, former writer Vince Russo. He's doing more damage to an already almost done relationship between Spike TV and TNA, saying that Spike TV was a horrible partner for TNA, and that they know nothing about the wrestling business, and they don't know how to market pro wrestling at all. And one of the Spike executives, he's responded to Wrestling Observer, saying they've gone out of their way for TNA over the years, and that's totally not true.
Yeah.
But it's coming from Vince Russo, so I mean,
Right.
you got to take it for. I mean, don't talk garbage when things are already bad.
Yeah.
Because you're just, you're going to make it even worse.
Yeah, as we reported before, Spike TV and Vince Russo haven't gotten along for quite some time, and Vince Russo may be the death of TNA with Spike TV.
Maybe. But, Aubrey, thank you very, very, very much.
Yes,
Thank you guys for having me here.
Awesome, anytime.
Anytime. We'd love to have you back. Come back soon. Don't be such a stranger now.
I will. I'll be back soon.
We're always in contact, we know.
Definitely. John, it's time once again.
That's right. We will say,
Good night and good luck.
and see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. We'll run down the Night of Champions for you.